Hello everyone, it's Paola. So I am back with another episode of the Freelance series. So if you are not caught up, if you are just clicking on this one and you're like, wait, what's the series? This is episode 3. There's 2 episodes before, but hopefully this is just going to be helpful for you even if you don't follow along with the series. But please do, because I'm having a lot of fun making this Freelance series for you guys. So let's get into episode 3, which is finding and working and dealing with clients, which I know is the thing that you all have been waiting for. This is the most requested thing, the biggest question I get. I get so many comments about this, and I'm not even being dramatic. It's like I get Instagram messages, I get comments, and then I'm like, yeah, hold on, I'm gonna make a video on it. And I keep saying that, and I'm like, I really put it off. But the whole reason I wanted to start the Freelance series is because of this. So let's do it. Okay, so you've decided that you want to start freelancing, or you're considering it, but your main question is, how am I gonna even find people to work with? Because I feel like that's probably the common concern for everyone. Like, who do I work with? How do I find them? How does that all work? And let me start off by saying I think it is unique for everybody. So I'm not going to tell you a one-size-fits-all solution to finding clients and you will 100% be successful and everything's going to be blah, blah, blah. No, I'm not going to promise anything. I'm just going to give you my actual realistic helpful tips, hopefully helpful, and you can do with that what you want to do. So let's do it. And you know this from the other episodes of the Freelance series. I keep repeating it, but freelance is what you make of it and the effort and time that you put into it. So it is really tailored to how you want to work at it and how you want it to work out for you. So clients, it's no different. It's all about how you approach it and how you work at it. So let's discuss finding clients in general. And that can be intimidating when you're first starting out. There's so much out there. There's so many people out there that need design work. It's kind of like, how do I find anything? Like, I'm just gonna sit here and say I'm a freelancer and then not find anyone. But let's talk about the different methods that you can do to actually find these people. So websites are a big thing. So I feel like there are so many different websites out there, not just for actually getting jobs, like full-time positions, but there's a lot of websites that also look for freelance designers. And so you can utilize these sites to your advantage and to what you want to do and find things by keyword, your specialties, find things and find clients through there. But that a lot of the times is like companies looking for freelance designers, and that can be really beneficial because those people can pay really well and they can be a lot more consistent than just individual based clients. But sites are really, really good when you're first starting out to start utilizing and building up a client base. So these are my website suggestions of where to go. I feel like these are helpful in starting out and can be helpful, can be lucrative, but they can also be a little bit challenging. So don't get super discouraged if that doesn't work out for you alone, because there are other methods for finding clients and it's not all about just finding them through websites. There's also disadvantages to websites like Fiverr and places where they have it kind of set up with a set price to hook you up with a client and you're the designer, and it kind of, the website helps connect those people. Sometimes those can be helpful, but a lot of the times you're really selling yourself short. So those websites have set prices, and then it doesn't really calculate for how much time and effort you're putting into a specific project. And sometimes people just want things done really quickly, and it might not be realistic for you to work that quickly. And it just depends on what kind of designer you are. And if you're willing to do that, it can be an easier way to start making money. But overall, I don't think long term it is very beneficial. I feel like it's more just a waste of time. And I don't want you to sell yourself short as a designer if you feel like you can be doing more. Because with that kind of stuff, I just would feel like I was too limited and I would like to work with other people, and I feel like it would just take up too much time, too much stress for no reason. So that's really up to you. If you want to try it, you can try it out, see how you like it. If you don't like it, move on to something else. Now, some sites are nice because they will set you up with recruiters. So that is another tip I would give, is that you can find work through recruiters. And I actually am learning that recently. I feel like I've thought about it and I thought, well, I'm not really looking for a job, like a full-time job, so what's the reason I need to even look at that kind of stuff, or like look and send my resume out and stuff like that? But that is actually a really good idea. And actually my friend Carrie and I were just talking about this, and she was saying like, you should just send your resume out to recruiters and talk to them and tell them like you only want these freelance remote positions. And I was like, oh, it like all clicked. I'm like, this makes so much sense. So even I'm learning this, and hopefully I can just pass it on to you, because it is really actually a good idea. Like, LinkedIn is where I've actually taken meetings with recruiters before. Like, they found me, and LinkedIn has helped so much. I feel like it's so easy to connect with people through there and like really build a reputation. And yeah, just being online and being like in that space and talking to people, reaching out, that can only help you. So I would say build a LinkedIn profile, honestly, because LinkedIn has helped me so much, and I'm going to use it more. I'm going to update my resume, and then I'm going to start sending that out to recruiters and taking phone calls with them and, you know, telling them what I'm looking for, which is freelance. It's not full time. I feel like with me doing that, that's actually going to really help me find more clients, and especially clients that are companies and not just individuals. So definitely look into that if that's something you're interested in. I feel like it could be really, really beneficial. Another way to find clients, which I think kind of goes back to how I'm saying it's very unique for everyone and it's a different situation for everybody, but going through people you know and going through social media, like your personal social media, can be really, really helpful. Like when I first started, I went on Facebook and like I never post on there, and I posted that I was starting freelance, and then I found people through people who, you know, a friend of a friend said something like, oh, I know my friend's looking for a logo for this, can you do it? Or like someone else I hadn't talked to in a while posted about it, and I'm like, hi, I'm here. So you can find those things through people you know, and I feel like with freelance, word of mouth is so important. So if you get a client, then tell them to refer you to other people and have them write you a little referral so you can use that in future clients to show who you are and show the people you've worked with. And, you know, it's all about communication, networking. It's all about putting yourself out there. So if you go through social media, you can post like, hey, I'm doing this, and then people will see that and hopefully something will come from it. But again, don't get discouraged if nothing comes from it. But there is no harm in trying all these different avenues. Like I'm saying, there's no right way to be a freelancer or right formula to find clients. Like, you have to find out what works for you and just try everything, because trying everything can only help you. And my last tip for actually finding clients is sending out your work randomly. So this can be a little tricky, so I want you to be smart about it. Don't annoy people and don't push yourself onto people and your work and say like, you have to hire me. Don't be annoying to people when they didn't really expect you to email them out of the blue or, you know, try to set up a call with them or anything. So, you know, give it to them, let it be their decision, but, you know, put yourself out there. Send maybe your resume or send examples of your work or your portfolio and just say like, hey, I'm a freelance designer. If you're reaching out to a company, say like, I really like this aspect of your company. I feel like we could work well together because our styles are similar, you know, something like that. And, you know, tell them what you're offering and what you can do for them. And don't come in like, this is my price for everything and this is what I do. Like, give it a minute and just put it out there, see what happens, see what sticks, see if people are even responsive, because if they are, at least you can open a conversation with them and maybe be in the back of their minds for future work. So, you know, it's all about connections, networking, talking to people. Okay, so you literally just found your clients. Like, you have found the avenues to find clients. And let me tell you, it's not the perfect road. I feel like it's always a struggle, and sometimes things happen randomly. Like, I'm telling you, it's unique. I have found clients because I do YouTube. So there's so many different ways that like you can find things depending on what you do in your life and other people you know and whatever. Like, it's just all about making the most of your situation and figuring it out for yourself, but hopefully those tips were helpful. Okay, so working with clients. You have found your clients, you are ready to work, you're ready to figure out what they want and ready to do the work for them and make it beautiful. So how do you even deal with them? Are they going to be difficult? Are they going to be easygoing? Is it going to be fun? Am I going to be good at this? I don't know. It's a lot of panic right there at the beginning, but let's talk about it. So communicate. Communication is the most important thing with your client. You need to be really open with them from the start, and you need them to open up to you. Not personally, not about their problems in life, but like about their work, about what they want done. They can't just say, I want a logo. Make it nice. Like, you have to pull things out of them. Clients do not really know how to communicate what they want in a design way. They don't know how to speak designer. They just are looking for something. They want a feel, they want a vibe, they want something to be girly, they want something to be masculine, they want something to be minimalistic, clean, whatever the word they use. You have to decipher what they want. So a great way to kind of break this down and make it easier for yourself is just starting by asking 1 million questions. I mean, don't be that dramatic, but literally, like, just ask them, what are they looking for? What kind of vibe? What is the background of the project? Like, where did they come up with this idea? Say if it's a branding project, maybe ask them like weird questions. Like, I remember my professor told me this in school, one of my professors, and it was such a good idea. Like, I remembered it, and it was one of my first classes in design, and he was like, just ask them, like, if your logo were an animal, or like if your brand were an animal, what animal would it be? Like, that's a weird question, but it really gets people talking and gets people thinking, and then I feel like you can get a more clear idea of what they want. So that is very, very helpful. And also asking for like reference photos, mood boards, things that inspire them, things that they feel like they really like. And then, of course, ask them if they have any specific ideas for the project that they were really hoping would be in it, because you don't want to go through a few different rounds of an idea and then they're like, actually, I wanted this specific thing and exactly like this. And you're just like, oh, okay, you didn't tell me that at first. Okay, cool. So that can be frustrating. So definitely ask your clients a million questions, and that will make the whole process go a lot smoother, even when you're working with a difficult client. And yes, difficult clients, you will get them. So your difficult clients, they will probably not be very open with you, might be a little confusing with you. I don't know. Sometimes people can be rude, even if they don't mean to come off that way. And, you know, as a designer, you can get kind of sensitive, especially when it's so personal because it's your work. You know, you feel like you're pouring your heart and soul into everything, and then they're like, don't like it. And, you know, you can take that personally, but obviously that comes with time, just adjusting and getting used to being a designer, freelance, and just that whole area is just a new thing, and that just takes time and experience. But with difficult clients, the best thing you can do is just try to remedy situations as much as possible. So I'm just saying, communication is the most important thing with your clients. You want to be open with them, you want to be responsive with them, and you don't want to leave them hanging ever, because those people are feeling a little bit vulnerable too in this situation. They have put, you know, their important project into your hands, and they want a really good product. They want a good end result. So you got to do what you got to do. And yes, if a client is super difficult, you do have the right to cancel on them if it's past the point of being reconciled. And I will cover that in my contracts and invoicing kind of video, where we talk about like prices and all that, so get ready for that. But yeah, you can cancel on them if you need to, but definitely try to fix the situation before backing out on a client, and then hopefully they will give you that same respect too before they back out on you. So working with a difficult client, it'll happen, it comes, it goes, but a lot of the times projects will be really fun, and you know, it's just daily stresses, but overall clients are really helpful if you're helpful with them. And be really open with your clients about where you're at in the process. Send updates, send screenshots, you know, get their opinion, make them feel like they're part of the process so that they feel more comfortable and feel like you can be trusted. I feel like building that trust is the most important part, and then they will feel like even if we're not headed in the right direction, we'll get there because we're talking and we're open and we are just like, we're good, man, we're good. If I were to give 3 tips that would be helpful for any freelancer to get started in order for the clients to find you, clients to come to you, to want to work with you, that would be number 1, having a professional portfolio website. Having a website and having any sort of platform that you can showcase your work is very helpful. I feel like if I were a client, say I know nothing about design, if I don't know where to find your work, then I'm probably not going to work with you. And that's just the truth. So get a website, please, or at least have some sort of place where you have your work showcased. The second tip to get clients to want to work with you is having a professional presence online. So that's not just your work and your portfolio, but also having like good social media that maybe showcases your work, or at least shows you in a professional capacity and shows what kind of person you are. And then also having LinkedIn, and also just having places online that show that you're a designer and show what you're about and show that you're serious about what you do. So if you're an illustrator or something, or a cartoonist, maybe showcase that on your Instagram more, and you'll build that reputation to show who you are online. And I feel like that is a really, really important thing. Like I've said, networking, communication, all of that, it all kind of wraps up into one. So you really need to put your best face forward. And the third tip to get clients to want to work with you and to hopefully have a very successful freelance career with your clients is finding your niche. So definitely figure out what you are good at and start there. That's a great starting point. If you're really good at logo design, then advertise yourself that way and talk to people and tell them that you're good at that, and maybe something will come out of it. So I feel like finding your niche and kind of narrowing it down to what you do, honing in on your specialty, is really important. And then of course there are times where you can expand and you can work with new things and you can challenge yourself, but there's a lot that you can start by doing if you tell people that you're good at these things and you're strong at these things and you're ready to start working at them. So I feel like that will help in your professionalism and showing who you are, and just showcasing that you're the best at what you do, because you are. So that is what I have for you. I hope it was helpful. I was really excited about filming this because I know a lot of you have been waiting for it and you're excited about it too. So hopefully this helped you in some way in order to find clients. If you're having trouble working with people, just what you need to do to get started. I feel like there's so many different avenues to do things, and this was just like the info I could give you to help as best as possible. So hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, give it a like, please, and also let me know if there's anything else you want to see in this freelance series. I'm definitely doing the invoicing, contracts, like all of that, but yeah, let me know if there's anything else specific you want to know, and also subscribe if you haven't, ring the bell, follow me on Instagram at Paola Kassa. All of the links are in the description, and more resources from this episode, and I will see you in my next video. Bye! I feel like this is the noisiest place I could possibly be filming today. And, that's just my life, isn't it?